is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are South.
From beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Braves baseball. We welcome you to SunTrust Park and another night of booing the opponent's right fielder. Last night it was Jose Bautista. Tonight Bryce Harper and the red-hot Washington Nationals come to town. A packed house gets the weekend kicked off here tonight. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome to the ballpark. Braves are playing good baseball. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. But now, Joe, a big challenge and a big opportunity. Washington in first place, a high-flying offense, and Atlanta has a chance perhaps to turn the tables on a Nationals club that's dominated them the last couple of years.
Last couple of years have been real ugly and very one-sided, tilted toward the Washington Nationals. Look at these numbers. Since the 2016 season began, they've won 18 out of 22 games, and they pretty much bludgeoned the Braves offensively, 28-13 on home runs, and ERA's a lot better. But hold your horses. They've been all close games there. 13 of those 22 games have been decided by 2 runs or less. And coming into this series, the Washington Nationals bullpen is awful, dead last in the National League. So if Atlanta's hitters can get to their starters early, especially Gio Gonzalez tonight, you like their chances. R.A.
Dickey is the man on the mound for Atlanta. 2 knuckleballs have cost him 2 wins. One of them to this Washington Nationals club, which swept Atlanta early in the season. It's game 1 of a great weekend. It's the Braves and the Nats. Lineups and first pitch coming right up.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all, for less.
It is a gorgeous Friday night in Atlanta, and the ballpark is filling up for the Braves and the Washington Nationals. Battle of the top 2 teams so far in the National League East. Temperature 84 degrees, winds out of the south-southeast at 5 miles an hour. Forecast for some clouds a little bit later on tonight, but this has been a very lively ballpark, and that'll be the challenge for the Braves tonight. as they try to keep the Nationals at bay in game one. The Atlanta defense, Kempin, Ciarte, and Markakis left to right. Jace Peterson gets the start at first base, even with a left-hander on the mound for the Nationals. Phillips, Swanson, Johan Camargo starting at third base. Kurt Suzuki, of course, in harness. He'll catch the knuckleballs of R.A. Dickey, who starts tonight's action at 3-3.
4 starts in April for R.A. Dickey, 2-2, a 3.80 ERA. His numbers in May not quite as good, 4.74 ERA, but a lower batting average. The thing about R.A. Dickey is that his last start against these guys was outstanding. And it was on April 20th, 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs allowed, but 2 of them came on a home run by Zimmerman late in the ball game that cost R.A. the ball game. He was leading at that point 2-1. So some bad luck there. So his 4 keys to pitching success, what's it worth? Well, Jason Worth, that's what. 13 for 27 in his career against R.A. with 2 homers. He's going to have to be watchful of Jason in the first inning, but it doesn't get any easier than there. Any soft spots going down through their lineup? No. They all are red hot, swinging the bats and scoring a lot of runs.
And that makes Dusty Baker, the Washington skipper, very happy. His Toyota starting 9 is very impressive. The Nationals lead the big leagues in runs, average, hits, and RBIs. 237 runs for Washington through their first 40 games is a team record. And remember, they don't have Eaton and they didn't have Trey Turner to start the season. And Turner has absolutely destroyed Braves pitching in his young Nationals career. So he and Worth, I think, really are 2 guys you got to take care of today.
Instrumental. Got to keep them off the bases. And while Turner's beginning to come around a little bit, he has struggled some. And as you said, didn't play in that series against the Braves here in April. We'll see what he's got tonight.
An emotional series wraps up with Toronto. Last night was an awful game. Now you focus on the Washington Nationals. Atlanta 8 games behind them. As I said a moment ago, this is a great opportunity for the Braves, who are playing good baseball right now.
I think it's a great opportunity for them to make a statement without Freddie. You know, say, hey, you know what? Even without Freddie, we can play with these guys. And again, all those 1- and 2-run games they've played that have not gone the Braves' way, maybe some of those can swing to Atlanta's side this time.
So we're ready to go with Trey Turner in the batter's box for the Nationals. And the first of the night is called a strike. Alfonso Marquez has the plate. 83 degrees officially in Atlanta at first pitch. And that's out of play by Turner. It's very rare to see this young man with a .236 batting average. He has killed the Braves to the tune of a .451 lifetime batting mark. And it looks like R.A.'s knuckleball is really fluttering early.
When Chip told me today Turner's numbers against the Braves, including 7 home runs and 71 at bats, I didn't think that was right. We had to look that up and confirm it. It's right.
That ball's hit to the left side. Camargo's got it, and Turner fleet of foot out by a step. Here's one of the deadly duo retired for the Nationals. Camargo a nice play. Turner's out number 1, and here's Jason Worth. Can't think of a better spot to hit in a National League lineup than where Jason Worth is, behind Turner and in front of Bryce Harper. And Jason Worth hitting over 300. He's hit 6 homers and driven in 12. And he took an inside corner strike. Worth's gotten on base in 10 consecutive games for the Nationals. He scored 9 runs in that stretch because Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy are raking in the middle of the lineup card. Another chance left side. This time it's Dansby with a backhand play, and a good throw takes care of Worth. And R.A. Dickey, Joe, is doing what he normally does. He's getting the ball on the ground against this high-flying Nationals offense.
Absolutely. It's great. That says to me that his ball is moving, and it is, and it's moving down and away in this case to Worth. Nice backhanded stop by Dansby.
And this is how you want to face Bryce Harper. 2 outs and nobody aboard. Harper, one of 2 Triple Crown candidates on this Washington club. He's 4th in average, 2nd in homers, and 2nd in RBIs. In National League play. And Bryce Harper destroyed Braves pitching in the first 3 games here at SunTrust Park. He was 7 for 10 in that opening series. 2 homers, including one of 2 grand slams they hit in the game on April 19th. He's back. He's healthy. Signed a big contract extension through the end of next year. And Bryce Harper's reverting back to his MVP caliber season of 2 years ago.
He went up there taking this at bat. He wanted to see if he could get the count in his favor and force RA to throw something other than the knuckleball, and it's worked.
And then he took a 3-0 fastball. It's 3-1. Ryan Zimmerman, their first baseman's on deck. And that one floated in for a full count. Dusty Baker, the 6th manager in Nationals history, 3-time manager of the year. This might be the best club he's had in a while. 3-2 pitch. Straw came out, and Harper, after getting ahead 3-0, conceded the at bat, lays the bat down, and R.A. Dickey has a 1-2-3 top of the first. Excellent start for R.A. The Braves take aim at Gio Gonzalez next. Park tonight on Girls Night Out. R.A. Dickey worked a perfect top of the first. Now the Braves starting lineup presented by Brian Snitker and your local Toyota dealer. Different look at the bottom with Johan Camargo, Jace Peterson, and Dansby Swanson. 6th, 7th, and 8th. R.A. Dickey's the pitcher. He's opposing Gio Gonzalez, the Nationals left-hander.
Gonzalez now 31 years old, 6 feet 205 out of Hialeah, Florida. Got off to a rip-roaring start in April. May, not so kind. 0-1, a 4.08 ERA. Batting average is about the same. But like all the other starters, the last 10 starts for their good rotation, only 1 win amongst them.
And Ender takes a strike to get the Atlanta offensive night underway. Gio's been tough on the lefties all year. And a bunt try. Rendon sniffs it out and throws at first, and Zimmerman can't hang on. Ender's starting to bunt more, and he's having a lot better luck with that play. And he's aboard to start the opening inning for Atlanta. A bunt single.
Nice play by Rendon, but he threw it right into Inciarte. In fact, I thought it hit Inciarte, but not so. Just a tough play for Zimmerman to have to reach in front of the runner and make the catch. He didn't. Good start.
Brandon Phillips, the batter. He's hitting .282, a couple of homers, and 12 knocked in. Phillips was 4 for 12 against Washington earlier this year. And a strike.
His fastball sits 89 to 92 or 93. Good curveball, good changeup. Works from the third base side of the rubber and throws across his body. In other words, he steps a little toward the first baseline and then pitches to home plate.
Is there an advantage there for the right-hand hitters or a disadvantage for the lefties the way that he makes his movement to the plate?
Right-handers ought to see it a little better, but it helps him because it helps create more sinking action, more movement on his fastball.
Even count for Phillips. Ender's got a good lead at first. One ball, one strike. Popped up. Daniel Murphy says he's got it at the cut of the outfield grass. He puts the squeeze on that. Phillips pops out, 1 on, 1 away for Nick Markakis. Washington's defense has committed 25 errors this year. Adam Eaton is out with a knee injury. Michael Taylor's taken over in center. He's flanked by Worth in left, Bryce Harper in right, Zimmerman, Murphy, Turner, and Rendon around the horn. And former Georgia Tech star Matt Wieters is behind the plate. Nick Markakis batting third for the second straight game in place of Freddie Freeman. Nick at .315. He's knocked in 21 runs. And a strike. Markakis has seen Gio Gonzalez a lot, not only from his time with the Braves, but during interleague play when he was with Baltimore. 35 at bats in his career. He's got 9 hits. Another pop. This one right at Taylor in center. And he's a step or two to his right. And quickly 2 are out. Matt Kemp starts play, 6th in the National League in hitting at .336. Matt had a spectacular series against Toronto. 7 hits in 16 at bats. Gio Gonzalez has to face a slugging right-hand hitter.
Sooner the Braves can get in that bullpen, the better.
Yeah, kind of old-fashioned baseball, isn't it? Get the starter out and get to the relief corps. They've had some big-time bullpen issues. But fortunately for Dusty Baker, they've got an 8-game lead in the East.
Yeah, a great example of the frustration these guys have been suffering, the starters. He pitched into the 7th inning his last time out, only gave up 1 run and got a no decision because the bullpen gave up the lead and lost 4-3.
No balls, 1 strike. And that's in the dirt. The people, sorry Joe, the people we've talked to have said about this Nationals team, they are a terrific ball club. I mean, up and down, they've got one of the best lineups in baseball. But to get to the next step and be a great team, that's the gaping hole they've got to fix before the trading deadline or the playoffs.
Yeah, bullpen.
1 ball, 1 strike. Kemp didn't get it. It's 1-2.
The Nationals also are 16-8 against the National League East, but they've already played the Phillies 12 times. They're 7-5 against Philadelphia.
I don't understand that. The way the schedule's been stacked up. Braves have played almost as many games against the Marlins and the Mets in the first 6 weeks of the season. If you're going to play them 6 series, why can't you play everybody in your division once a month? One ball, 2 strikes. Ender still at first, 2 outs. The pitch, and Kemp laid off. It's 2-2.
Like a cutter. Tried to backdoor that pitch.
Full count.
This is not a team Gio looks forward to facing, the Braves. Especially last year and late last year, they wore him out. 4 starts last season, a 7.11 ERA. Good walk to strikeout ratio, but a high batting average against him. They had good luck with him.
Ender is off. The pitch is bounced high toward Turner at short. Got the hop with a bare hand and couldn't corral it, and then tried to backflip to Murphy at the second base bag to maybe catch Ender napping, but all hands are safe. It's another infield hit, this time for Matt Kemp, but 2 are on with 2 out.
By playing it on a hop, he had no chance. The only chance he had was to charge it and try to smother that one big hop. Keep in mind too, when they swept the Braves, Matt Kemp only played 1 game. He had just come back from the disabled list.
So the Braves have a 2-out threat. Kurt Suzuki is coming up. Three of his 11 RBIs this year have tied the game or put the Braves in front. Let's see if he can connect. Bounding ball foul. Strike 1. Our cold hard facts tonight brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Braves have done good work with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Highest average with 2 out in this situation. Phillies, Rockies, and then the Braves tied with the Reds and Mets. Excellent averages all, especially the Phillies.
Nothing in 1, 2 on, 2 out.
We just talked about the Braves good hitting with runners in scoring position. How about this guy? Take a look at this. Runners on base, his batting average drops by over 100 points. And runners in scoring position, crazy numbers with 2 out, 0 for 16. That 086 number is 3 for 35.
1 ball, 1 strike. And Kurt didn't get it. It's 1-2. Well, that's how you win 3 of your first 4 decisions. You have a 2.5 ERA. And for Gio Gonzalez with Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer and maybe Tanner Roark, he can just kind of slot in the middle of that rotation and go do his thing.
Veteran presence. He knows what he's doing and not uncomfortable pitching out of the stretch.
That's Mike Maddox, the Washington pitching coach. And now the 1-2 for Suzuki is yanked and just foul at third.
Great crowd here tonight. And they were enjoying that called third strike on Bryce Harper. So at the opening comment when you said an opportunity to boo a right fielder, they took full advantage.
Well, whoever's coming in for Pittsburgh on Monday, you'd better be ready.
Poor thing.
Bless his heart. And you're right. Great crowd tonight. It's Ender Inciarte bobblehead doll night. It's girls' night out. And the Braves and Nationals in game 1. The 1-2 pitch again from Gio Gonzalez is taken low.
Good pitch. Tough to take that one. Not saying it was a strike. It was just a good call by Wieters. He's got a straight changeup too, but he can use that curveball like a changeup and pull the string on it.
This guy knows how to win. 7 straight double-digit victory seasons. And Suzuki's putting up a great first inning fight, driving up that pitch count. Last year, Gonzalez 11 wins, 11 losses, high ERA of 4.57, full run higher than his 2014 year.
He's won 105 big league games, though. 20-game winner when he was in his first year with Washington. 21-8.
They came over from the A's for Derek Norris, A.J. Cole, Brad Peacock, and Tommy Malone right before Christmas Day 2011. A terrific trade for Mike Rizzo, the Nationals general manager. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Great at bat. And again, the runners will be off with the pitch. Suzuki will see an 8th pitch.
Love it. Full count, 2 out, puts pressure on the defense to make a play. If Kirk hits it somewhere in fair territory.
There go the runners, and a bounding ball hit toward Rendon. He fields and he fires to first in time, and that'll retire the side. 21 pitches for Gio Gonzalez. The Braves get a couple of hits, and we go to the second scoreless. Ryan Zimmerman set to lead things off for the Washington Nationals, and he too having an MVP or Triple Crown caliber season in DC.
And notice those are major league ranks. Those are not just National League ranks. And this was the home run he hit off of R.A. Dickey back on April 20th. That was the difference in the ball game. It was the only knuckleball he threw all night that didn't do anything. It just stayed flat, and Zimmerman didn't miss it.
There are a million theories as to why Ryan Zimmerman's hitting .376. Launch angle, all that sabermetric stuff, which certainly has its value. I think it's a lot simpler than that. We talked about it late in the game last night. This guy's healthy, and he hasn't been for the last 3 seasons in Washington. 115 games last year, 95 games in 2015, 61 games in 2014. And when you talk about getting hurt, he's had just about everything you can have. Shoulder problems, foot problems, leg problems. But this year, no problems at the plate. Popped out of play, right side, and no chance for Jace Peterson.
It may be a chore for him to be on time tonight with that leg kick, but I think that's something else. He is so balanced, even with that high front leg kick as he goes into his swing. But man, oh man, he gets that foot down in time, and great balance.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 DL stints last year for him, a left rib cage and then a left wrist contusion that cost him 28 games. And a little dribbler left side. That's tough play, and it's going to be an infield hit for Zimmerman. So 3 infield hits combined to start the game. Zimmerman's aboard in front of Daniel Murphy, who's no slouch himself. He's 8th in the league in hitting.
Over the top of it as it started to sink down, and he couldn't have rolled it out there any better.
Murphy having another great year. 320 average. All the naysayers said there's no way he's going to hit 347. Last year he did just that. 25 homers, 104 driven in his first year as a National. That's driven down the left field line and angling for the seats. And Murphy an even count. And it's safe to say the Braves staff has seen enough of him.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out some things on him. When he was with the Mets, that's the direction he hit the ball, was toward left and left center more than anything else.
Double play ball. Dansby's going to charge, and that's an easy twin killer. Dickey getting the ball on the ground. 2 outs. And here's Anthony Rendon. He made a great point when we saw Washington earlier this year. Rendon got off to a very slow start with 3 hits in his first 26 at bats. Do you remember what you said about him?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have the exact number, but I said I'll bet by the time they come back to town he's hitting somewhere around 250. I was wrong.
A little better than 250, huh? With 5 homers and 23 knocked in. And Dickey's been throwing strike after strike tonight.
That looks like a fastball.
Line drive towards center. Ender's going to retreat, and he's going to make the play. A 9-pitch inning for R.A. Dickey. Nothing happening in the Washington second.
Baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Delta Airlines.
R.A. Dickey is off to a good start before this big crowd at SunTrust Park. And as we head to the second, let's take a look at today's Toyota Tweet of the Week. Our question is, who's your early season favorite to win the World Series and why? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag World Series Fave. without the E. And your tweet could be used in the Braves live post-game show. Who's your early season favorite to win the World Series, Joe, and why?
It's a tough question. We've seen two really good teams, two teams that are wearing everybody out in their respective leagues, and that's Houston and the Nationals. And right now I like the Nationals because, as I said the other night, they have more experience. They've got postseason experience. They got a manager who's been there and done that. But Houston's mighty good.
The Nationals will play Houston later on this summer. That's going to be must-see TV. As Camargo with a line drive to right field, a base hit. So Johan gets the start at third base, and he leads off with a ringing hit to start the second inning.
They really like Camargo. He's listed at 6 feet and 160. I'm here to tell you he's closer to 6'2" and about 210. He's a big guy. Hit 267 last year at Mississippi.
And was hitting 307 at Gwinnett with 15 RBIs at the time of his call-up. So Gio Gonzalez back to the stretch. Lefty hitter is Jace Peterson. And Jace playing first base again tonight, takes ball one. Didn't know this until I read it. Jace Peterson's the first National League player with a start at all 4 infield spots.
That's really cool.
First, second, third, and short. And that was his role from the opening bell in spring training, and he has taken to it like the proverbial duck to water.
Well, a couple of years ago, he played every day. Lefties, righties, didn't matter. He has struggled at times against left-handed pitching. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see Brian Snitker put some runners in motion in front of him, just to help open up a hole or two and take a little pressure off Jace to try to drive the ball somewhere, instead of just, in other words, give him a chance just to put the ball in play and do something good against this lefty.
Two balls, one strike. And a fly ball hit toward left center. Michael Taylor, an excellent jump, makes the play. Camargo back to first with one man out. One of the other stories from the game last night, besides all the Batista and Julio Teheran hullabaloo and Freddie Freeman officially being placed on the disabled list with that broken wrist, Atlanta signed James Loney. And James, I believe, is in Gwinnett tonight, and he is the DH for the Gwinnett Braves. And the word from Brian Snitker before the game today was James will go down there, see how he performs, and if he performs well, they'll run him out here at the major league level. In fact, Gwinnett is in Durham tonight.
Well, they made another move, kind of coincides with that, moving a player from AA to AAA.
Dansby unloads and hits one a mile toward left. Worth on the run. That ball is going to fly out of here. A first pitch bomb from Dansby Swanson. It's 2-0.
I want to tell you something, folks. He's not the biggest guy on the team, but when he gets that foot down and gets the barrel out, the ball jumps. That took off like a missile out there in left center.
That had the sound. Atlanta's up 2, and R.A. Dickey sprays one to the right side out of play. When the Braves hit a home run, I love watching the reaction of the catcher. They have the front row seat, and guys that have been around as long as Matt Wieters know when a guy hits the ball hard. Watch Wieters after Dansby unloads. Watch him.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Yep.
So Dansby with his 4th homer, 2-0 Braves, and R.A. Dickey swings and misses. That one's all the way to the screen. Wieters recovers, his flip to first off target, And R.A. Dickey reaches on a swinging strikeout and a wild pitch.
Only thing there was concern about R.A. and that quad muscle that he strained earlier in the season. Don't want any chance of re-injuring that as he was hustling to first, but seemed to make it okay. Not sure why Wieters made that throw, but would have been nice to get him around to second.
So back to the top of the order, and Ender Inciarte. He had a bunt single in the first. And he hits one toward third. Rendon's got it. Nobody covered second in time. Murphy was late getting there, and Ender beats the Rap at first. Dickey an easy force out, and there's out number 2. What happened on that play?
I don't know. Sure, Chris Spire, infield coach for the Nationals, is wondering the same thing. Murphy was late. He was playing Ender way around to pull almost. Kind of odd instead of being in double play depth. It's the former Giants shortstop, bench coach, I should say, for the Giants.
And the Braves are happy to take that trade on this hot night. Get R.A. in the dugout. Let's see if Phillips can work the count a little bit. You've got a faster runner at first in a 2-0 Atlanta game thanks to a Dansby Swanson home run.
And Wieters just 3 for 19 throwing out base stealers, but he does have a left-handed pitcher out there that'll help hold the runner. I'm going to throw over here. Don't go.
Something we haven't seen is how does Zimmerman throw from first base? In other words, if you get a guy picked off, do you like your chances on that play?
I do.
1-0 pitch, and Phillips didn't get it. Even count.
Yeah, Zimmerman's throwing motion since he hurt his shoulder is very mechanical. It's like take it back, reach back, hand grenade.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ender has a good lead at first. And he's going. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second is dropped. If Murphy hangs on, they might have had him.
Looked like a perfect throw. I mean, looked like a throw right on the bag. 8 out of 11 now for Ender. Oh, he stepped on his glove.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah, he was out, and then whoops.
That throw was right on the bag. That's hilarious.
So it's a stolen base. Phillips an RBI chance. And he's ahead in the count. He popped out his first and only time up. Fouled off the catcher. And it's 2-2.
Ooh, bang. Wieters got that as a present for that perfect throw to second.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Big lead at second. And Phillips had a good cut. And ironically, a fan from Stone Mountain made that catch. And it was a one-handed grab, too.
you know the people from Stone Mountain, they're here for the party. And a foul ball.
Gentle breeze blowing from left to right. Ballpark's pretty lively so far tonight. And Gio ready with his pitched for Phillips. And it's in the air to Taylor in center. That'll carry out to him. And that will retire the side. Johan Camargo with a leadoff hit. And Dansby Swanson with one out made that fan happy. Dansby's 4th homer of the year gives R.A. Dickey and the Braves a 2-0 lead after 2.
Welcome back. The Braves lead the Nationals 2-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd. And Jace Peterson back playing first base tonight. You know, when the Braves signed Brandon Phillips, Jace knew that Phillips would get the time at second base, even though that's where Peterson spent the majority of his time in the last couple of years with the Braves. Peterson tells me he's embraced the opportunity to help out anywhere on the field when needed, and he's worn a lot of hats. In 31 games so far this season, he's played first, second, third, shortstop, and left field. He's played them all well, and Brian Snitker said the team's lucky to have a guy like that who can fill virtually any void on the roster, and they need it now.
You're right, Rebecca. Great points. And Joe, I think you made the comment last night. It's step-up time for a lot of guys in that Braves locker room. Remember, Sean Rodriguez was supposed to fill the role that Jace Peterson has. Right. Sean and his family were tragically involved in an off-season car wreck. It wrecked Sean Rodriguez's shoulder, as he's probably lost until late this summer, if at all, for Atlanta. So that's given Jace Peterson an opportunity to get playing time at all of those positions Rebecca mentioned.
Yeah, that was a bad blow for the Braves before the season even started. With Sean having to have shoulder surgery, but working hard to get back. But Jace has, as you said, embraced trying to help the team any way he can, and has done so. I started to say a minute ago that James Loney DHing for Gwinnett kind of coincided with another move. Carlos Franco, who was playing third base at Mississippi and just wearing it out there, leading.
Little pop into shallow right. Dansby in the shift is going to backpedal and put it away. One out.
Carlos Franco is leading Mississippi in home runs and RBIs. And in fact, he hit his 7th homer in his last 13 games last night. He got promoted, and he's moving from third base to first base at Gwinnett, and Loney is DHing tonight. I don't know if that will flip-flop as time goes on, but congratulations to Carlos Franco. And also good news on Dustin Peterson.
First the pitch to Michael Taylor.
You might remember he missed a lot of spring training, has been on the disabled list with a broken bone in his hand on the hamate bone. He's playing tonight. First game back, and it's with Gwinnett, so good for Dustin.
Speaking of taking advantage of opportunities, with Adam Eaton out with a wrecked knee, Michael Taylor was pulled aside by Dusty Baker and said, "Now's your time. You're going to be out there every day playing center field." And Taylor has responded. This kid's hitting .268. And since Eaton went down, he's hitting .328 and has scored 9 runs since April 29th.
In a way, he's kind of like Dansby Swanson for the Nationals, in that they want him to play good defense. They've moved him down in the order to take a little pressure off of him, hitting behind all those guys that are clobbering the baseball, and hoping that he will just play good defense, and then whatever he gives them offensively is a bonus.
I'm sure on one hand it's hard because every player wants to hit 300, hit 20 homers, drive in 100 runs, right?
Right.
But to your point, what Washington needs is none of that. They're going to score enough runs. So is that hard for a player to accept?
I don't think so for a young player. I think you can easily rely on the other guys.
To center. Ender on the run. Look at that ball jump. He can't get it, and that's going to bounce off the wall. Taylor's on his way to second, and he's going to stop there. It's a 1-out double. That ball found another gear. It was hit hard, but it zoomed over Inciarte's head for a 1-out 2-bagger.
Flags aren't really moving at all. Here's another one of those catcher reactions. Kurt Suzuki knew it was hit hard. I'm not sure that Ender did right away, but it just flat carried over him.
So Dickey has the pitcher up. Gio Gonzalez, he's knocked in 3 runs and is batting .133 for the year. Atlanta thinks he's going to try to bunt. No sign of it, and that's fouled at the plate. Washington comes in at 25-15. Their best ever record through their first 40 games. They're down 2-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Not surprising, Washington's off to a good start. Maybe the biggest surprise is the Milwaukee Brewers. They beat the Cubs today. Milwaukee is in first place in the Central. And Gonzalez didn't get that. He struck out. 2 outs for R.A. Dickey in the Washington 3rd. And Trey Turner's coming up. The reason I bring up Milwaukee is they're first in the league in homers. The Nationals are right behind them. Little chopper over the mound. Got to hurry. Bare hand try. Won't be made. The ball trickles into center. Here comes Taylor. He's going to score. Dansby couldn't keep the ball on the infield. And when it trickled into the outfield, the Nationals got a gift run. It's now 2-1.
Sorry, folks. That's a bad play. That's a horrible play. You can't barehand that ball with a guy running from second base. If you don't make the play, a run scores. You cannot make that play. You've got to glove it. That's a gift run to a team that you don't want to give runs to.
So that's going to be a base hit. And now Jason Worth is the hitter with Turner at first. He can absolutely fly. He's 8 out of 9 in steals. So Taylor does it again. He scores his 10th run since Eaton was shelved. And now the speed's in play with Worth, a real good fastball hitter. Frankly, a real good hitter, period. Not that he's going to see fastballs from Dickey, but a real good hitter in this spot. And Turner was leaning and chased back. There's a strike. It's 0-1. Worth rolled out to short his first time up. I would imagine at the end of this inning, the first man that's going to greet Dansby Swanson when he gets to the Braves dugout will be Ron Washington.
There might be several. Might be a team effort. Terry Pendleton might be right there too.
You can understand Dansby's desire to make that play quickly. He knew who was running. But if he keeps it on the infield, at the very worst, you've got first and third and still a shutout.
And that's what you got to be cognizant of. That's why you've got to glove it. You can't barehand it.
So Worth behind 0-2. Trey Turner back safely at first. A pair of former Padres farmhands, Jace Peterson and Trey Turner, talking it over at the first base bag. Way up and away, and Worth checked his swing.
That one was dancing. Nice stop by Suzuki. Didn't go.
Few extra pitches here for R.A. Dickey in the third. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Worth. And up and in. Ball 2. Another half step at first for Trey Turner, and Worth pops it up right side. Jace Peterson almost ran over Davey Lopes in the first base coaching box. And we'll do it again.
Davey didn't know which way to go or how to get out of the way. And he's got a watch. He could have wound his watch.
What a player Davey Lopes was.
Yeah, look up his numbers sometime. Leadoff hitter and how many leadoff homers. Stolen base percentage, runs scored.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that bounced up there, full count. It's got to be heartbreaking for a guy like Davey Lopes, who made speed such a big part of his game, to see how the game has changed and the de-emphasis of stolen bases nowadays.
Well, it's no surprise that everywhere he goes as a first base coach, that team's stolen base percentage increases, and they wind up with more stolen bases than they had the year before.
Chris Capo tells us Davey Lopes had 557 career stolen bases. Now Turner will be running with a full count. There he goes, and it's outside. Worth waits out the R.A. Dickey knuckleball. And 2 are on, 2 are out, and here comes Bryce Harper. Harper had an interesting at bat in the first inning. You pointed it out. He was waiting for R.A. Dickey to throw him a strike. He took 3 straight balls, and then Bryce Harper struck out looking.
Then he threw him a 3-0 fastball, and he took it. 2 knuckleballs after that put him away. Some walks are better than others. That was not a good walk after getting ahead 0-2.
And that danced off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Might have been Reggie Jackson who once said they don't boo nobodies. And this guy in the plate is definitely a baseball somebody. One of the game's great players. And a fly ball foul out of play.
First swing of the night.
Harper's obviously under contract this year. A week and a half ago or so, the Nationals signed him to an extension that takes him through the 2018 season. And it's hoped in Washington that that's going to buy them some time with Bryce and his agent, Scott Boras, to work out a long-term deal before he hits free agency. 1-1 pitch, and Dickey steps off. Nice stop by Suzuki on a backhand.
It's dancing, to be sure, that knuckleball.
There's a beauty. 2-2.
Just falling off the table there, just dropping out of sight.
Yeah, 1 second it's there and the next it's not. Let's see if RA can end the sequence right here. 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. Bouncing ball, and Peterson can't handle it. It got through him, and it's into the right field corner. Turner scores. Worth's on his way to third. He's going to come around. Markakis' throw is up the line. Harper on his way to third. He's going to be safe. And the Nationals have taken the lead. How did that get through Jace Peterson? He looked like he had that ball smothered right at the first base line.
I thought he was in front of it. Knuckleball that kind of came into Harper. Hit hard. He just wasn't as far in front of it as I thought, sliding over there.
So Washington with 3 runs in the third inning. Bryce Harper, I believe, will be credited with a double. He took third on the throw to the plate. And it's 3-2 Nationals in what's been a less than scintillating defensive inning for the Braves. And they are not going to give Harper a double. They're going to call that a 2-base error on Jace Peterson. So no RBIs for Harper. So not only do the Braves miss the bat of Freddie Freeman, they certainly miss his experience at first base. A strike for Zimmerman, 2-1. But this is what good clubs do, isn't it? Your opponent makes a mistake, you make them pay the ultimate price.
That's why I said that's a gift run. When Taylor scored, you cannot give this team runs.
Two balls, 2 strikes for their first baseman, Ryan Zimmerman. And he had a good cut there and stays alive.
A lot of pitches for RA after a short inning in the second.
32 pitches in the Washington third alone. And a swing and a miss retires the side. Washington scores 3 runs, but an error at first and a bad decision by Dansby Swanson helped lead the Nationals to a big inning. Braves have to start over. They've got the heart of the order coming up. base. Allowed a couple of runs to score for Washington, and Dansby Swanson played a ball off to the side with a bare hand, and that led to the first run of the Nationals' 3-run inning.
Ronnie Washington talking to Jace Peterson. Not sure if he said anything to Dansby or not, but I thought that was the most flagrant of the two mistakes. It was Dansby's.
The Braves start over, though, in the 3rd inning. Markakis, Kemp, and Suzuki are coming up. New life for Gio Gonzalez, who now enjoys a 3-2 lead. Nick popped out to center in his lone at bat. The Braves forced 21 pitches for Gonzalez in the opening inning. Put 2 on with 2 out. Couldn't push across a run. Swanson's 2-run homer last inning accounts for the Braves' 2 runs. And pitch number 41, a strike. Again, keep it close, try to get the lead, force the pitch count for Gonzalez to ratchet up on a hot night and get into the Washington bullpen. One and two. Struck him out over the outside corner. Markakis is frozen. Second strikeout for Gio Gonzalez. And Matt Kemp's the batter with an infield hit. Matt is our mini countryman player profile.
Last 22 ball games, still swinging the bat great. Big average, 4 and 19 on the power numbers. And been on base in 22 straight.
Seems kind of ironic to me that one of the bigger players on the Braves 25-man roster is our mini player profile. That one's hammered towards center. Taylor on the run. Look at that ball jump. That ball is gone. The jet stream works for Matt Kemp. His 7th home run. And we're tied at 3.
It's his first home run, Chip, since the 3-home run game against Milwaukee. And it did jump. Matt Wieters didn't have to come up out of his crouch. He was blinking and ducking. Tie game.
Hit it high, watch it fly, boys. 3-3. Here's Suzuki. Kurt had a terrific at bat in the 1st inning before grounding out. And he takes down an in, ball 1. So 40 home runs so far at SunTrust Park. This is the 16th game in regular season play here. It's May 19th, and it's also the 3rd inning tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. I would think for Gio Gonzalez, this is kind of a tough place for him to pitch. He is normally a fly ball pitcher.
Yeah, he is.
So you have to like your chances if you can make contact against him. 2-2 is bounced foul again. Two former Oakland A's teammates matching wits here in the home third. Wonder who has the advantage, the man pitching or the man who knows what his pitching patterns are. Kurt Suzuki, the man that probably caught Gio Gonzalez a lot out west. We'll find out. Payoff is low, ball 4. So strikeout, a homer, and a walk, and that brings up Camargo, who lined a single to right field and scored ahead of Dansby's second inning home run.
Walks have been an issue for Gio at times. That's number 26 in 54 innings.
Camargo's out of Panama. Let's see if he's a man with a plan here in a tie game. Runner at first, one out. Last year was his first full year at Double-A ball. Played 126 games, hit .267. And you're right, the Braves do like Johan an awful lot. He had a terrific spring and was making a late bid to make the team until had some defensive issues.
Yeah, he did. He had a little trouble catching the ball.
Ground ball hit toward Turner at short. He'll flip to Murphy for one, and the double play retires the side. Matt Kemp hits an opposite field homer into the Atlanta bullpen. Told you SunTrust Park is lively tonight, and new life 3-3 after 3.
Matt Kemp, 7th of the season, has tied the Braves and Nationals up at 3 apiece, heading to the top of the 4th here at SunTrust Park on a beautiful night in baseball. Not the case earlier today at Wrigley Field. It was chilly, and they had a 2-hour rain delay. Our Xfinity game break takes you back with Milwaukee leading by 1, and then Domingo Santana says, let's add to that. Eric Thames and Jonathan Villar will come around the score. The Brewers doubled up on the Cubs this afternoon by a score of 6-3. Chip and Joe.
Milwaukee's won 4 in a row, Jerome. They've won 9 of 11 games. They have a game-and-a-half lead over the Cardinals in the Central. And that is a great and at the same time shocking development in the National League Central.
Milwaukee can play. They've got a lineup too. Just a matter of how well they pitch.
And with that in mind, they made a move in their rotation. I'll tell you about in a second. The pitch to Daniel Murphy is cut on and missed. Willie Peralta dispatched to the bullpen with a 6.0 ERA. A great story of persistence started that game for the Brewers today. 30-year-old native of Panama, Paulo Espino, who spent 8 years at AAA, started today. Fly ball center. That's hammered. Ender on the run. He's going to leap, and he's not going to get it. That ball's into the rock pile. And Inciarte took some punishment. He's down on the warning track. And Daniel Murphy has hit a line drive homer to put Washington back in front.
Telling you, Chip, anything hit in that direction, it's like it rides a current of some sort. High pitch, didn't sneak it by him, didn't move, and Murphy hits his 8th.
I think Ender's lucky he hit the chain link fence there. That had a little more give, it appeared, than the padding. But the jet stream is out toward Chattahoochee Falls and the Braves bullpen. Kemp and Murphy have homered that way. Nationals are back in front. It's 4-3. And here's Rendon. What really stings for RA, that was on an 0-2 pitch. And it's tipped and caught. 0-2. There's been a lot of talk around baseball about this ballpark and how hitterish it is. And as we've said a million times already, a new stadium, as Rendon takes strike 3, is usually a home field disadvantage to get used to how it plays. With all the home runs that are being hit, the concern is it's not really hot and windy yet in the heat of the Atlanta summer. But tonight, one of the warmer nights, and you're right, there is a definite jet stream blowing out. They got to find a way to get the ball on the ground. Here's Wieters. He popped out his first time up and shoots one to the left side. Strike one to the Nationals catcher. Who starred for so many years with the Baltimore Orioles. That's a pretty nice break for a major league player who is established like Matt was in the Beltway area. There's another shot hit deep in the air, this time to right. Markakis won't get that. That's over his head. That's up against the track. And Wieters gallops into second with a one-out double.
That looked like a couple of home runs I saw hit in Pittsburgh yesterday by the Nationals and the Pirates. One-handing balls into those seats above the Clemente wall. That was not a knuckleball. That was a changeup. And that's why he was fooled on the speed, but one-handed it, one-hopped the wall.
Something else players are talking about is there are some who feel that the ball is very much alive. I don't have any way of proving that. It just seems like home runs are up everywhere.
Not the only way you could prove that is to take a ball from last year or 2012, cut them open and see if there's any different way the ball has been wound or material used. Otherwise, being made the same way as far as everybody knows.
Taylor the batter, 1 ball 1 strike, and didn't get it.
You asked me earlier about Taylor. Does he feel the need to try to keep up with his teammates and the way they swing the bat? And I don't think so. I think that's the job of the coaches and the manager, and Dusty's good at, as he already told him, go play. You're going to be in there every day, just go play. But to insist on him or to impose on him the need just to play within his game and not try to be Bryce Harper or Ryan Zimmerman.
Driven to right field. That's a base hit. Markakis fields cleanly. And Taylor advances the runner. Picks up his second hit of the game. And the Nationals are in business. First and third, 1 out. Leading 4-3. And I would think hitting 8th like it did for Dansby Swanson would help him do exactly that.
This one was going down in a way, but he took it that way. That will very much please his manager.
So if Gonzalez tries to bunt here, I'm guessing that Camargo and Swanson were talking over with R.A. Dickey what the defensive plans are here. Gonzalez struck out in his lone at bat. He was bunting, and he missed it for a strike. A homer, a strikeout, a double, and now a single by Taylor brings Gio Gonzalez to the plate. 4-3, Washington's in front. Didn't get that one. 0-2.
Gonzalez probably feels like he's up there with a butterfly net and can't get it on the butterfly.
Got the bunt down. Dickey will make the throw to first. The runner advances to second. Michael Taylor is there with 2 outs. Nice sacrifice by Gonzalez with 2 strikes. And now Trey Turner has a chance to hit with 2 in scoring position for Washington.
Another knuckleball that didn't do anything. Fortunately, it was just when somebody was trying to bunt, and it was upstairs.
So here's Turner. First pitch swing popped up. Jace on the run near the stands and runs out of room. The numbers for Trey Turner in his brief big league career against Atlanta are staggering. 33 hits in 73 at bats. He has 18 career homers. 7 of them have come against the Braves. So if you're optimistic, the Braves at least get him out 55% of the time. So go get him. That's fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes. The Nationals got Turner and Joe Ross from the Padres. Steven Souza, Travis Ott went to Tampa Bay. The Padres got Will Myers, Ryan Hannigan, Jose Castillo, and Gerardo Reyes. Rene Rivera, Jake Bauers, and Bert Smith went to the Rays as well. What a deal. Will Myers is a heck of a player. Trey Turner, a heck of a player, and that's essentially what that deal turned out to be.
Well, Will Myers didn't have anything to do with the Nationals. I mean, they gave up Souza and whomever for Trey Turner and Ross. That's the deal.
Exactly. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that one danced off the plate. 2-2. 73 games for Turner last year. He hit .342. Stole 33 bases. And remember, he played the outfield last year. They got Eaton to man center so they could move Turner back to his natural infield position. And so it's gotten better. The Braves getting him out 56% of the time, not 55. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the left side. Oh, what a pickup, and a laser throw to first. That ball hopped up on Camargo. He stayed with it, and Turner and the Nationals are done in the 4th inning. But Daniel Murphy found the jet stream. He homered on an 0-2 pitch. Camargo with a nice play and a nice throw ends the inning. It's Washington 4, Atlanta 3. Join us at SunTrust Park Friday, June 16th and get your hands on the one and only Dansby the Flow bobblehead, brought to you by SunTrust Bank. The first 20,000 fans here will get the bobblehead featuring Dansby's inside the park homer slide against these Nationals last year. Go to Braves.com/tickets and get your seats today. 4-3. Ball is flying tonight. Daniel Murphy's hit a home run for Washington. Dansby and Matt Kemp have homered for the Braves. It's another one-run lead for the Nationals left-hander in the bottom part of the order coming up for Atlanta, with Jace Peterson getting things started. Anthony's strike 2 called. Struck him out looking. Gonzalez has his third punch out, and Jace is 0 for 2. Second inning, Dansby Swanson came up and he launched.
First pitch from Gonzalez. Fastball, inner third. His 4th of the year.
And that is his first career homer at SunTrust Park. Up and away, even count. Dansby lost the bat. And he missed the pitch as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Two-seamer running away from him. There wasn't anyone standing on deck on that side.
That's pushed foul right side. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. And Dansby takes a walk in front of R.A. Dickey. Second walk in as many innings for the Nationals lefty. And now R.A. will, in all likelihood, try to bunt.
That kind of pitching is something the Braves ought to say thank you very much. You got the pitcher on deck. You've got the lead, 3-2. Why not throw that 2-seamer again and see if he'll swing as opposed to a breaking ball or secondary pitch.
Dickey got it down. And Zimmerman with the lob to first in plenty of time. A successful sacrifice. Both pitchers handling the bat well tonight. 3-4 the scoring. Swanson at second for Ender. Ender tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a bunt single and a stolen base. He's our Georgia Lottery feature. His numbers head to head with Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, he came in 7 for 13. He's doing just fine against this guy. Lefty on lefty. A double included. He had a bunt single his first time up tonight.
Hot shot toward Turner at short. Long throw. Zimmerman dug it out and kept the bag. And that retires the side. The Braves leave a runner in scoring position in the fourth. 4-3 Nationals lead it. Our Xfinity cam at SunTrust Park. As we look in from right field, big crowd tonight on a beautiful Friday evening for baseball. It's 4-3. Washington has the lead, and here comes Worth, Harper, and Zimmerman again. Look at that bat shatter.
That camera angle from the Xfinity cam giving a shot of the side of the Coors Light Chop House where it is hopping tonight with ladies night.
Girls night out.
Girls night out. Thank you. A lot of folks taking it in. I know Jerome's out there somewhere.
Yep. No balls and a strike for Worth. Hey, ladies, if you haven't seen Jerome on TV, he's the tall guy with the pointy shoes. You can't miss him. No balls, 2 strikes. And way outside.
He had Worth 0-2 last time and walked him before Harper hit the ball hard to first. That was ruled a 2-base error.
That might have been the slowest pitch RA's thrown all year. 65 miles an hour.
I think it was similar to the pitch that he struck Zimmerman out on to end the 3rd inning, where he just tried not to get it all the way in the air to home plate.
Right. 1-2 pitch. And that missed up and away. But this is what makes playing Washington, I think, so difficult. If you make any mistakes in the bottom of their order, you feel like even watching the games, it's Worth, Harper, and Zimmerman up there every inning. Ground ball. Swanson backhand. He's going to leap and throw and strike to first. Beautiful play to get Jason Worth.
I don't know how he got so much on this throw. He jumped off his left foot. And speaking of getting it there on the fly, what a play.
I love how Jason Worth signaled safe and he didn't even touch the bag.
Hey, well, he was trying to, I think, balance himself so he didn't run into Jace Peterson. He never even got to the base. You're right.
So a fine play. Worth retired. Here's Bryce Harper. Harper struck out looking in the first, reached on a 2-base, 2-run scoring error his last time up. Line drive center. This one's going to stay under the jet stream, and Harper's retired, 2 out. Remember, Jace Peterson is a very inexperienced first baseman. It's a difficult position to play because of all the responsibilities you have, holding runners, moving off the base, all that stuff. But learning on the job and trying to fill the shoes of Freddie Freeman, it would seem, would be an almost impossible task.
It is impossible because there's only one Freddie Freeman. So you do the best you can. You take everything you've learned and know about playing the infield with you over there. But it's funny to me, it always has been funny to me about how, well, if a guy's not doing so well defensively, doesn't move quite as well as he used to, just put him at first base. Well, you got a lot of responsibilities at first base, not the least of which is covering the bag and knowing how to use your footwork over there.
One ball, one strike for Ryan Zimmerman. 2 outs. Base is empty for the Nationals. And Jay still using Freddie Freeman's first baseman's mitt. If you missed it last night and had some great shots of Freddie in the Atlanta dugout, I mean, he was agonizing watching that game with his hand in a cast. Ball 4 to Zimmerman with 2 outs, brings up Murphy. As Kelsey told us last night, Freddie put the cast in a green color because that was his mom Rosemary's favorite color. Just a few days past Mother's Day, I'm sure, like every day for Freddie, she's still very much on his mind. And Freeman told us that the bone that was broken in 7 different places, but the doctors have told him that it's the best possible outcome considering where he was hit and how hard he was hit by that pitched ball from Aaron Loop.
Like a broken window that kind of shattered but didn't fall out, didn't break and separate.
So he'll be in the cast for 4 weeks, and then we'll see how soon he can come back. Fly ball right center field. Ender's not going to get that. That's going to ricochet off the fence. Ender got to it quickly. Zimmerman to third. He's going to stop. Murphy has another hit. This one is a double to go along with a homer last time up. And with 2 outs, the Nationals just relentlessly chug along. Second and third, 2 away with a 1-run lead.
When the bottom of their order, as you were saying, Chip, do their thing. When you got Wieters batting 7th, Taylor's been a hot hitter. It turns their order over so quickly back to the top. And then you've got guys that are hitting for such high averages that when you go through the middle of the lineup, 2 or 3 of them could get a hit, and all of a sudden you're back at the bottom of the order again. It just keeps repeating itself.
And it seems so strange to me to see this guy hitting 6th for Washington, Anthony Rendon. We've seen him hit 2nd a lot of times on the Washington lineup card, and he's starting to heat up. He's knocked in 23 runs, 5 homers for Dusty Baker's team, but 0 for 2 so far tonight.
and 395 with runners in scoring position. He almost walked into a knuckleball his last time up. It was like he was going to make sure that that knuckleball is kind of sinking down and away tonight. Was not going to get past him. He almost walked right into it, and then it turned out to be strike 3 on the inside corner.
Foul back. It's 1-2. Rendon out of Rice.
You've mentioned this several times, though. Braves did draft Rendon. They just didn't sign him out of high school, and he went to Rice.
Pitch number 98 for R.A. Dickey. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And sprayed foul right side.
That big screen, backstop screen, valuable there again.
You know, one of the great features of SunTrust Park, the fans are right on top of the action with the cantilevered stadium design. But the foul ball netting extending to the ends of both dugouts. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and bounced foul past third. I don't know if you think about, worry about, or are concerned so much about pitch counts with a knuckleballer like R.A. Dickey. This will be his 100th pitch of the game. And Rendon spoiled that.
I would say you would only be concerned in those starts that were following that quad muscle issue he had. I think that's just fine now, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. 101 is his pitch. Excuse me, 109. His first start of the year was his high.
Pitch number 101 is driven foul again. Let's see who catches this one. That guy did. Fan from Chamblee, Georgia.
He booted it, but he got it back.
One ball, 2 strikes. Might have another chance at this one. Nope. It's into the second deck. So 2 neighborhoods pretty close together. Dunwoody has made a clean play. Chamblee almost made the error but recovered. So you folks in those 2 communities might want to work that out this weekend. Pitch and a looper down the line. That's going to stay foul. Rendon with a terrific at bat.
There's the one he's been trying to cover and did. That would have been ball 2.
What a stop by Suzuki.
Barehanded. That had to hurt.
I have been extremely impressed with the job that Kurt Suzuki has done behind the plate. Not just with R.A. Dickey, but Jaime Garcia, whose pitches have such late breaking movement. He just saved a run with that stab. Pitch number 11 of the at bat.
I know what you're thinking. Maybe try to sneak something by him inside. I'd rather see him just keep throwing that knuckleball, and the chances of a swing and miss are much greater.
That floated low. And now it's 3-2.
That was an amazing take. After fouling off that ball that was about 6 inches outside, he takes that one that was diving right down to the back point of the plate.
So a full count for Rendon. And popped up behind the plate. Suzuki to the screen. It ricochets off the screen. No play. And Rendon will see another pitch. This will be the 14th pitch coming up. What an at bat. And Rendon, a hard-earned base on balls. So Chuck Hernandez makes his way to the mound. This is a breather for R.A. Dickey.
Yeah.
That was quite a battle.
Yeah, no one throwing in the bullpen. I'm sure he is, but R.A. doesn't even look like he's sweating. Wieters jumped on a changeup his last time up for a double.
So all this trouble with 2 outs.
Yep.
And here's Wieters, who was taunted with the Georgia Bulldog fight song his first time up. By Matthew Kaminsky, the Braves organist here at SunTrust. Nowhere to put him. 4-3 Washington. And the first pitch hit high in the air toward left. That's a long run for Kemp, still going toward the corner. That ball is foul. Whew. There is not a lot of foul ground into that left field and right field corner, and Wieters found some, thankfully, for strike 1.
Ooh. Only a couple of feet there. Was that Rocky Top?
Close, but no. No balls and a strike. And 0-2. Battle for that souvenir. Fan from Tolliver, Georgia, made the play.
Tolliver? Where's Tolliver?
In South Georgia. Tolliver is a great name with an almost impossible spelling to figure out.
Oh, I know which town you're talking about.
That one line foul past third.
You're not talking about Billy Joe.
No. T-A-L-L-I-A-F-E-R-R-O. It's pronounced Tolliver.
Huh.
That might have been another one my dad got wrong when he first moved to the state, because when the Atlanta Crackers were playing, he used to love talking and calling games from Ponce de Leon Park.
Yeah, me too.
That worked out well. The pitch is tapped back toward the mound. Will it stay foul? Yes. Had a lot of topspin on it. I couldn't judge it. It was foul all the way.
Yeah, the first time I pronounced it on the air that way, I was quickly corrected by your dad.
Did he give you the story behind it?
No.
Well, his first game, Jack McKeon was the manager, and Dad did the first game, and I can't remember the gentleman's name who was the GM of the team. Came down and said, "Oh, Skip, what a wonderful job. It's so great to have you in town." But he said, "What's this Ponce de Leon stuff?" And he was very quickly instructed that it was Ponce de Leon Park. Oh-2 pitch. Very long inning for Dickey. And this one's popped up left side. Camargo is underneath. And R.A.'s going to be rewarded. Boy, that was one heck of a battle And Dickey, a great job to pitch out of a bases loaded miss with 2 outs. Atlanta's big bats are coming up in a 1-run game next.
Nationals are up 4-3 on the Braves as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And as Joe mentioned a little bit earlier in the game, it's ladies' night. I have found a fun group of ladies who are here enjoying the Braves game. Where are the men right now, you guys?
They're walking around. They left us here. They let us have their seats.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, I don't want to get any of you guys in trouble, but a couple of you pieced out of work early today to tailgate to come to this?
Yes, I did. I left work early. Hi, Dr. Meadows. Just to come down and tailgate before the game and then come back for ladies' night.
And Mackenzie tells me you're a lifelong Braves fan from birth.
Yes, my first onesie was a Braves onesie.
Aw, thanks, Dad. And we can't forget little Kira back here, 8 months old. It's ladies' night for her, too. She's enjoying the game. We'll leave you with some tomahawk chopping.
There we go.
You got a chop?
Let's get something started here with Brandon Phillips leading off the Atlanta 5th. And as my dad used to always say, oh, the All-Stars aren't between the white lines, you know.
No, they're not.
One ball, one strike. And fouled away. Something else that's funny about baseball, when a team loads the bases and doesn't score, sometimes the other team does. That would be great for Atlanta. They've got the right guys up. 2, 3, and 4 on the lineup card. Ball's flying at SunTrust tonight. Phillips, Markakis, Kemp, and hopefully more will make Gio Gonzalez work a bit. He had a nice long rest while the Nationals did their thing. A 33-pitch inning endured by R.A. Dickey. In fact, R.A.'s thrown 91 pitches in his last 3 frames.
Nats have left 2 men on base in the 4th, left them loaded there in the 5th. That might come back to haunt them.
Line drive into center field. There's an excellent start.
When Brandon popped up in the 1st inning, he got a good pitch to hit and was very frustrated that he got under it. He lined to center his last time up. He got a pitch to hit earlier in this count, in this at bat, and fouled it. Didn't miss that one. Squared it up. Good start to the inning.
Nick Markakis is 0 for 2 in the game. Nick's hit safely in 19 of his last 21 games. He's got a 7-game hit streak working entering play tonight. And that one split the plate at the knees. Strike 1. Bouncing ball toward Murphy. He waited, flipped to Turner for one. His peg to first is not in time. Markakis beat the ramp at first. A bang play. Chad Fairchild, I thought, was going to signal out, but he called Markakis safe. The Nationals will take a look at this play at first base. For the moment, 1 on, 1 out.
Brandon tried to get in the way of the relay from Turner. Good hustle by Nick. Good call by Fairchild.
Chad's a good umpire. And if he wasn't an umpire, he has the perfect name to be on a soap opera as a TV doctor, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Chad Fairchild.
Whose on-screen wife, Morgan.
Yes. You're needed an OR2 stat. Here's Kemp. Home run for Matt last time up.
The last 2 turns through their rotation. We mentioned this in our opening comments. The last 10 starts by their starting rotation has produced only 1 win. Steven Strasburg on May 16th in the first game of the road trip at Pittsburgh. During those 10 games, the bullpen has 3 blown saves, make it 4 blown saves, and 3 losses. That's why we keep saying, get in their bullpen, the earlier the better.
And look, they may come in and throw 3 innings of perfect relief tonight, but first the 2-0 pitch for Kemp. If you're playing the odds are their relief pitchers aren't going to be as good as Roark, as Strasburg, as Scherzer, and Gio Gonzalez.
If they come in and throw 3 perfect innings of relief, you'll have to revive Dusty Baker. He'll pass out in the dugout.
That man's had a great managerial career, and of course, terrific playing career too. He was the man that protected Hank Aaron in the Atlanta Braves lineup. In fact, it was Dusty Baker who I believe was on deck when Henry Aaron broke the all-time home run record. 3 balls and a strike. And downstairs. So Gonzalez with some 1-out trouble. Markakis the tying run at second. Kemp at first. And here's Kurt Suzuki. He has had some extended at bats. Let's see if he can keep up the pressure here. Sif Kirk has seen 15 pitches in his 2 trips tonight.
Nothing he'd like better than to get a first pitch fastball if Gonzalez tries to get ahead in the count.
As you've said, he can hit a fastball. Outfield straight away for him. And he drives that one out of play right side. Strike 1.
Curveball got away from him.
Terry Pendleton and Brian Snitker talking strategy in the Atlanta dugout. Mike Maddox looking on as Gio Gonzalez in the mid-80s with his pitch count. He is not out of the 5th inning. He does lead by a run. 4-3 is your score.
Kemp able to get a huge lead off first because Zimmerman is well off the bag and off the line. But be alive in case They try to pick him off if Wieters tries to throw behind him.
Didn't get him to chase. Now it's a great hitter's count. 3 balls and a strike.
Gio's got a little problem with Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire, not getting any calls.
The runners lead with 1 out. Swing and a shot down the left field line. That's out of play.
I believe that was a changeup that just got raked. And Kurt unhappy was that quick on it.
Markakis at second, Kemp at first with 1 out.
Fifteen pitches this inning for Gonzalez, 9 balls.
So 48 pitches combined from Dickey and Gonzalez in the 5th alone. Long frame, 3-2 pitch. Swing and a drive headed for the gap. Can Taylor cut it off? He can at the track, but the Braves are going to get the game tied. Suzuki doubles home Nick Markakis. It's 4-4.
Couple of things. One, Nick's hustle to prevent the double play when he grounded the ball to second base. So he's still on base. And 2, after a meeting with Wieters, he throws a fastball up in Suzuki's eyes. I'm not sure that that's exactly what they talked about, and what a good at bat by Kurt. Nice play by Taylor to prevent 2 runs from scoring.
So after a long sequence and what's now a long inning, Maddox is out with his touchy-feely approach to pitching coaching. He heads back to the dugout with runners second and third for Johan Camargo, and Atlanta's tied it up 4-4 in the 5th for R.A. Dickey. And now he's getting a nice long rest.
Yeah. Young player, not many big league at bats. You really want to do something big, but make sure you're not overly aggressive. Get a good pitch to hit.
And it looks like if he can hit the ball up the middle on the ground, they'll give up a run.
Yep.
If he can hit the ball in the air, figure Kemp might be able to tag up.
He put a nice swing on the ball in the 2nd inning for that leadoff single. Scored the Braves' first run. Have that approach. Have something in your head that you want to hit the ball to right center. If you hit a ground ball to second, that moves a runner over and gets a guy in.
That's off the screen foul, and even count. Well, with Freddie Freeman out, some young players are going to get some extended looks. Don't forget, Adonis Garcia is still out. He was on the disabled list and is on the disabled list with an Achilles problem. So the Braves mixing and matching at both infield corners. And a perfect pitch, 1-2.
It's okay. It's got 1 left. That was a good pitch by Gonzalez. And got a called strike, I'm guessing, because Camargo was looking middle away.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 4-4 your score, and he went fishing and chased, and that's the second out of the inning. So there's perhaps some of that inexperience you talked about, and Gio Gonzalez, a veteran with a lot of success in the big leagues, carved him up for out number 2. Four strikeouts. Now Jace Peterson, the batter. He's flied out and he has struck out. Now a lefty-lefty matchup for the Nationals starter, and he has given up very little to left-hand hitters all year.
Largely because of that pitch. Left-handers came into this game hitting .212 with only 1 extra base hit, and it was not a home run. All 9 of the homers he's allowed have been to right-handed hitters.
The other amazing stat was one you pointed out before the game with regards to run support for Gio Gonzalez. When he gets 4 runs of support, it's incredible.
73-0 in his career. Heck, with 2 or more, he's 58-4. That's pretty snazzy.
Well, he's got 4 tonight, but he's tied up. And now it's an 0-2 pitch. And Peterson struck out. So Camargo and Peterson can't put the ball in play after Atlanta got it tied. They strand 2 more runners, and after 5, we got a wild one at SunTrust Park. Kurt Suzuki's double has it tied 4-4 as we move to the 6th. That is your #1 mobile app for live Braves baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Braves home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
More good work by Braves catching tandem. Tyler Flowers, Kurt Suzuki. Kurt with a RBI double just now. First in combined average and on-base percentage. Second in ribbies. Well done, gentlemen.
Kurt's hit got it tied. Now the 8, 9, and 1 hitters are coming up for the Nationals. Many times you'd say, okay, a chance for a relatively easy inning. That's not the case the way that Taylor, their 8th place hitter, is swinging the bat right now. He's 2 for 2, and he scored a run. Camargo should throw him out, and he did. Taylor out by a step. Dickey off to a good start. After 33 pitches last inning, he could use an easy top of the 6th.
Could he ever? Could he ever get Gonzalez back out there? Turns into a 4-inning game here, and both guys have thrown a lot of pitches. Who goes to the bullpen first?
Time called Third base umpire Larry Vanover was pointing down the left field line. Not sure if a ball got loose from one of those youngsters hanging at the fence. R.A. Dickey's looking in, asking for an explanation. Now we're ready to go. And a strike. Little pop behind second, and Gio Gonzalez with a blue pin. So it's not an easy 8th and 9th place on the lineup card. Gio Gonzalez dumps a single into right field with 1 out.
Off the end of the bat. Not sure that it was even a strike.
And we might have an answer to the rhetorical question you asked a moment ago. It's Brian Snitker who will go to the bullpen first. R.A. Dickey will depart in a tie game. He threw a ton of pitches. Top of the order coming up. Tied up. Beautiful view of SunTrust Park, downtown Atlanta. Off in the distance to the south. It's 4-4. R.A. Dickey with 117 pitches, his most in a major league game in nearly 2 years. And you've got to admire the effort for R.A., who had 91 pitches in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings combined, and that's when the Nationals have scored their runs.
Yeah, that was a lot of work in those 3 innings. Jason Mott comes on to take over for him. But what really probably frustrates R.A. more than anything is that he gets taken out of the game or gets knocked out of the game by the pitcher who hits one off the end of the bat. It's like, really?
Yeah. So he will sit and watch as Jason Mott takes over. And he's got Turner and Worth lurking for the Nationals. Turner's 1 for 3 with a run scored. And a double play ball. Swanson has it roll off his hand. The flip to Phillips is in time. And that's the 2nd out. I can only guess that in the back of Dansby's mind is the speed of Trey Turner, and everything seems to be sped up for Dansby. That's 2 plays he's tried to make against Turner and hasn't worked.
I can't answer that. I hope that's not the case, but it's another situation where you can't assume a double play. But as hard hit as that was, you have to begin to assume it and hope to avoid the rest of the top of their lineup.
And that brings up Jason Worth. So Mott got the ground ball he wanted. Turner's a speed burner. You got to pay attention to him. He's not afraid to try to steal a bag. If he's thrown out, then Washington starts with Worth in the 7th. And they have chased him back multiple times. Each time Turner's been at first base. Runner goes, pitch out, throw high, and Brandon Phillips applies the tag late. Turner steals his 9th base. So now an RBI chance for Worth. Mott's done a nice job in relief for Atlanta. He has not given up a run in May yet. That covers 7 innings now.
That jump that Turner had was explosive the first 2 or 3 steps. Braves were pitching out, and that didn't even help, and it wasn't a good pitch out pitch.
Suzuki now 3 for 9 trying to catch opposing base stealers, and considering more often than not who he's catching, that's really good work. Most of the time R.A. Dickey and occasionally Jaime Garcia. But now Worth behind in the count, 1-2, and well off the plate. Mott was signed by the Braves to a minor league contract April 11th. Made his debut April 28th against the Brewers. 60 career saves. And taken low with Bryce Harper lurking in the on deck circle.
Couldn't tell if Worth was pirouetting out of the box because he had taken strike 3 or if he was just dancing.
Back to the mound, and Mott's got it. That'll take care of the Nationals, and it preserves the tie for R.A. Dickey. Nice work again by Jason Mott. 8-9-1 coming up on the Atlanta lineup card. 4-4, good game between the first place Nationals and the second place Braves at SunTrust. Dansby unloads and hits one a mile toward left. Worth on the run. That ball is going to fly out of here. That one's hammered towards center. Taylor on the run. Look at that ball jump. That ball is gone. The jet stream works for Matt Kemp. And hopefully the jet stream will be in play for the Braves over the final innings tonight. Our SunTrust confidence play of the game. The homer hitting men, Matt Kemp and Dansby Swanson, were tied up at 4 apiece. And it's only the home 6th. This is a critical inning, I'm sure, for Dusty Baker and the Nationals. Atlanta has the 8-9-1 spots coming up, and we've mentioned several times the issues that Washington's relief corps has had. Gonzalez approaching 100 pitches. He threw 112 last time out against the Phillies. And he almost hit Swanson with that one. 2-1.
All of their starters are getting stretched out. They've all got to pitch a little more than what they're accustomed to pitching, especially if they're out there with the lead.
Emilio Bonifacio's on deck. Jason Mott's spot is next. And Dansby was on his way to first. He thought that was up and away. Instead, it's a full count.
It was up and away, and it was a late call. That was not a strike. Or hasn't been tonight.
Line drive. Justice is served. Dansby Swanson has a 2-hit night, and he's going to try to go to second. Stutter step, and he's in safely. How about that play by Dansby Swanson? He outfoxed the veteran Jason Worth.
I'm not sure how they will score this because I'm not sure what Worth did over there. He picked it up cleanly. And Dansby saw him with his head down and took off. Heads up play by the kid.
So now Bonifacio's coming up, and the importance of Dansby getting to second base is rather obvious. If Bonifacio can successfully get the bunt down, then you figure Swanson will be at third base for the top of the order. And with that hit, Dansby at long last has his batting average over 200. It's now at 201.
Oh, it was a good swing, number one. Really good swing on what looked like a fastball in, but the hustle was outstanding.
So a leadoff double officially for Swanson. Now Bonifacio the batter. Fouled it back. Strike one. And now Ron Washington with a word. Bonifacio is the Braves team leader in sacrifice bunts. The Braves have 16 of them now. Excuse me, 15 of them now. Bonifacio has 4. Bonnie didn't get it, and now he's behind 0-2.
He had the bat way back almost against his body. Normally he's got the bat way out in front like you're supposed to have it. So my guess is the bunt is off now unless he tries to bunt on his own.
He was showing it, but the pitch missed badly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Atlanta led 2-0 after 2. Washington got 3 runs in the 3rd inning. A misplay by Swanson, a 2-run error by Jace Peterson. Kemp tied it up with a 3rd inning homer. Daniel Murphy homered off R.A. Dickey in the 4th. Braves came back with a Kurt Suzuki double in the 5th. And that's where we stand now in game 1 of our weekend series with Washington. Braves start play 8 games behind the Nationals, as Gio Gonzalez pushing toward 110 pitches. And as we've said so many times, it's not necessarily the number, but the stress of the number. And he has not had many easy innings tonight.
No, he's been in the stretch all night long, but we showed those numbers earlier tonight about his great averages against him, low averages against him, and 0 for 16, now 0 for 17, I believe, with runners in scoring position and 2 out.
That's hammered foul right side.
For a veteran player, when you're not able to get the bunt down, next thing you want to do is try to do the right thing by hitting the ball to the right side. Gio Gonzalez and Matt Wieters are going to try real hard not to allow him to do that. 21 of the 27 hitters he's faced tonight, he's been in the stretch. The other 6 were leadoff batters.
Check swing. Bonifacio will see another. Rolled toward Rendon. Fair ball at the bag, and that's not a productive at bat. So Bonifacio can't get the bunt down, and he bounces to third base. No advance by Swanson, but he's still in scoring position with 1 out.
Watching Rendon throw from third base reminds me of David Wright when he had some arm and back problems before he was on the disabled list, and then of Zimmerman too when he was having such trouble. Rendon's almost Laredo here. Hard to make the ball go straight from that angle.
Ender has a 1 for 3 night, and Wieters with a nice stop. With his first inning single, Ender now 29 hits away from 500 as a major league player. And he's also extended his hitting streak to 6 games. He'll take that into action tomorrow night against Max Scherzer. 4:10 first pitch here tomorrow. We're on the air with Braves Live at 3:30.
You mentioned the throwing arm of Zimmerman earlier, that he still struggles with it at first base. That last play was something, and Dansby hasn't been in the league long enough to really think about this, but that long throw from third to first, he might have been able to advance from where he is now over to third on those throws, because Zimmerman can't throw.
So
take advantage of it.
He might not, or you got a 50-50 shot. He might throw it over where the tarp is.
Exactly.
I hadn't thought of that either. So we'll file that away the rest of the series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Somehow Wieters got leather on that. So a new season high for Gio Gonzalez, 113 pitches. And now the 2-1 count. Again, the advantage Washington has as far as the big picture is they've got a big divisional lead. They can work through the hiccups of their bullpen right now. My question will be, what happens late July, August, and September if their pitchers are throwing all these high stress innings, high stress pitches early in the season? Won't know till we get there.
Takes a toll.
Fouled away.
The other thing too, Chip, to think about is, you know, if they have a comfortable lead throughout, they still have to think about what are we going to do when we get to postseason. If we get to postseason, then you can't just wait till August 31st to try to remedy your problem.
Well, they tried to fix it in the offseason. They made a bigger financial offer to Kenley Jansen to come to Washington. He stayed with the Dodgers. Line drive into center field, a base hit. Here comes Dansby around third. Taylor loads up. Here comes his throw to the plate. It's on the money and in plenty of time. Taylor made a terrific play on a sharp shot to center field to erase Dansby Swanson and keep the game tied.
What made that such a terrific play by Taylor, Chip, was the fact that he charged the ball so hard. Man, oh man, was he on that ball quickly. Great footwork. His throw carried the mound so it didn't bounce on the mound. In fact, it hit the downslope. No chance for Dansby, no place to go.
So not getting the bunt down and not advancing the runner cost the Braves a run on the Inciarte hit, but a terrific play by Michael Taylor. Ron Washington forced the kid center fielder to make a great play, and he did. And that's the end of the line for Gio Gonzalez in a tie game in the 6th.
Baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places. And SunTrust.
Chip and Joe with you from SunTrust Park. It's a 4-4 game. Enter Inciarte with a base hit. That's the good news. Bad news is Emilio couldn't get a bunt down to get Dansby Swanson to third base, and he was just thrown out at the plate on a great play by Michael Taylor. That second hit of the inning chases Gio Gonzalez, and now Matt Grace, who, as we're told in the always entertaining Nationals notes, is a lefty with a heavy fastball slider repertoire, is the first reliever tonight.
And he's been up and down. They've had him between AAA and the big leagues a couple of times. Only 4 games total in the big league level. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk and a strikeout.
And Joe, as you mentioned, the Nationals bullpen, 11 out of 19 in saves, 5.32 ERA. Opponents hitting .285 against their relief corps. And they will walk Brandon Phillips to get to Nick Markakis. Dusty Baker playing the lefty-lefty matchup. But as we've said so often, Nick is a terrific hitter with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
That was a terrific at bat by Inciarte, but an even better play by his counterpart in center field, Michael Taylor.
That missed outside. Let's see if Nick can spray one right between Rendon and Trey Turner at shortstop. He's hit the ball that way a lot over the last week. And that first one was outside to him. Runners go, double steal. The Wieters throw is going to be to the second base bag, and everybody's safe.
Everybody's been going for the guy running from first, but Phillips was heads up. Saw Ender break. He knew he might. Got a good jump.
So a hit scores 2 potentially. 1 ball, 1 strike. Up above the letters, 2-1.
Right guy, right time.
Had a good cut, but fouled it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Washington's bullpen's got to cover 3+ innings tonight in a tie game. Lined over third. Ender had to duck out of the way.
Low bridge.
Taylor shading Markakis, a step or 2 toward left. Nick's got a big gap in right center if he can pull one. Pitch. Bouncing ball hit to the left side. Turner's got it. Jumps as he throws and got his man by a step. So Grace comes on. Puts out the fire. Braves couldn't get a bunt down. That cost him a run because that man made a great play. 4-4 now heading to the 7th. Calling all superheroes to SunTrust Park Saturday, June 17th is Superhero Night. So dress like your favorite superhero and cheer on your hometown team as they battle the Marlins. And get your own one-of-a-kind Braves superhero cape as part of the special ticket package. Go to Braves.com/superhero for all the details. 4-4, seventh inning. Terrific ball game tonight. A lot of things happening. Next out of the bullpen is Jose Ramirez for Atlanta. He's got a clean inning, but he's got to face Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy, the Nationals' murderer's row.
Well, this sets up from the 7th, 8th, and 9th for the Braves with their guys they normally would have in the game with a lead.
Swing and a miss by Harper.
Good pitch. Took a little off. Didn't get the call. His last 2 outings have been a little bit rough, but he's only given up 1 run. 2 2/3 innings, 4 hits, only the 1 run, but he hasn't compounded that with any walks. No walks. 3 strikeouts.
Blowing outside for Harper. 2-1 your count. Perfect pitch in a perfect spot, and Harper couldn't get it. 2-2. That reaching on an error stat you see resulted in 2 Washington runs.
Biggest play of the game so far.
2-2 count, and Harper lashes it out of play. Will do it again.
He is such a devastating down and in fastball hitter that I like the fact they elevated there, tried to get up above his hands. But anything down across the plate, he's hard on it.
Braves have a shift on for him. The pitch. And Harper spoiled that off the screen. This guy's only 24 years old. And now the 2-2 is high. Harper's not afraid to take a walk. Done that 30 times this year. And he pops this one up. Long run Camargo. Kemp is coming out. Camargo drifts out, makes the play. So 1 big bat disposed of in the 7th, 1 away.
That was a terrific pitch. Fastball 99 down. He was late on it.
So there's the first out. Zimmerman bats. He has an infield hit, a walk, and a strikeout. And he was a little late.
Good breaking ball. Look how far Zimmerman stands off the plate too. Talked about that high leg kick, getting his foot down quickly, but he's got it all covered. Stepping in.
Bounce to first, easy play. Peterson no trouble. 2 outs. So the Braves have retired 1 lefty in the inning. They've got to get another one. Daniel Murphy hit his 8th home run back in the 4th inning on an 0-2 pitch. His 32nd RBI. That was the 4th and to this point final Nationals run. He doubled last time up. And in fact, for Murphy, those are his first 2 hits in the overall season series between the Braves and Nationals. And he was late. Jose is bringing it tonight. Line to short, and Dansby's got it. And that was an impressive relief inning. Ramirez buzzsaws his way through Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy. Bottom of the 7th inning. Stretch time in Atlanta. Matt Kemp will lead off. We're tied up.
As we head to the bottom of this 7th, and we mentioned yesterday Braves signing veteran infielder James Loney after learning Freddie Freeman was going to be sidelined for 10 weeks with that fractured wrist. Well, Loney made his first appearance with the Gwinnett Braves tonight in Durham, and he got his first hit in the 3rd. It was a single to left. He finished 1 for 4, and the Gwinnett Braves did lose. But Matt Kemp and Loney have a long history of playing together, all the way back to the minors, and then of course they played together in LA for the Dodgers. And while there's no way to fill the void left by Freeman, Kemp says he thinks Loney's going to bring terrific defense at first base along with some solid hitting, guys.
Good points, Rebecca.
Yeah, Matt Kemp saw him play a lot in LA. He would have a good eye for that.
So here we go into the 7th inning. Matt Kemp will lead off. Matt's reached base 3 times, an infield hit and a homer, and he'll face Sean Kelly. I recall Kelly was one of the closers for the Nationals the first time we saw this team. They have had 5 different men blow at least 1 save this year. Kelly's got 2 of them and a high ERA.
Fastball slider. 92, 94 fastball. That was pretty straight.
So that is not what Washington expected.
Yeah, if you're a Nats fan, you need to look away.
No balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty for Kemp. The pitch. And again, the Washington club, they tried to sign Kenley Jansen. They tried to get Wade Davis. They, I believe, made an offer to try to keep Mark Melanson, who did a good job for them. So it's not for a lack of trying to find a 9th inning man. They just couldn't get the deals done. David Robertson, another name who was bandied about. But the Nationals are said to have a terrific farm system. They have the financial wherewithal to go get somebody at the deadline if they need to. We'll see if they need to.
Just that they've all had so many base runners, this guy included.
And he's got another one. Matt Kemp with a base hit. So Kemp is 3 for 3, coming off a great series against Toronto. And Matt's doing his part. And Atlanta has the leadoff man on in the 7th.
Hanging slider right in the middle of the plate. Didn't miss it. Kelly, 12 1/3 innings, 12 hits, 6 walks. So that's 18 base runners. 9 of them have scored.
That keeps up. Dusty's going to swallow that toothpick. Here's Suzuki. Got it tied with a 5th inning double.
No, I think he'll put it somewhere else.
4 runs, 10 hits for Atlanta tonight. And once again, point we made earlier. While the Nationals have overwhelmingly won the overall season series the last couple of years, the Braves have been in a great number of these games.
Just haven't won them.
Can they win? And that's really the bottom line. Can they win one tonight? Good pitch. Suzuki didn't get it. Strike 1. Kemp has a very short lead at first. The pitch is blown away.
They've made a couple of physical mistakes tonight defensively. And when you're down 9-0 early like they were last night, it's hard to stay focused, especially on a day where you learn the news about Freddie Freeman. You're not going to have him for a long time. But tonight I already see a difference in this team. Do you?
Yeah.
There's a little hop in their step that they didn't have at all last night from the beginning.
I think that was a question that we were talking about last night. I think either you or I asked Tom, and I'll ask you the same question. You underestimate from time to time the emotional aspect of playing a Major League Baseball game. It's not just a physical game, it's a mental game. And as you said, you're looking at 10 weeks perhaps without arguably the best player in the league. But now you've got the first place team coming in, and the relentless and ruthless nature of the schedule tells you got to play and be a professional.
You have to. No matter how bad you feel, no matter how bleak you think things might have gotten, there's 130 games left. Got to turn the page and next man up.
2-2.
Boy, good at bat for tonight for Suzuki back in the 5th inning. Battled Gonzalez. 8 or 9 pitches and then roped a double to right center. This will be the 27th pitch that Suzuki has seen tonight. This is his 4th at bat.
And he chased one up and out of the zone at 94 miles an hour. So Kelly heats up Kurt. There's the first out in the Atlanta 7th.
Tough one to lay off. 95 up there.
So 1 on 1 out. You've got Camargo up there. Johan's a switch hitter. Advantage perhaps for him with Zimmerman holding Kemp at first. He's got a big hole on the right side. Let's see if he can pull a pitch. Shoulder high, and it missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies beat the Braves' next opponent tonight, the Pittsburgh Pirates, at PNC Park, 7-2. Jeremy Hellickson was the starter for the Phillies tonight. And time was called. And Kelly went ahead and fired that one to the screen. One more note about that Pittsburgh ball club. I want to wish Jameson Taillon all the best. Saw Camargo request time. It was granted, and Kelly went ahead and threw it to the screen. Jameson Taillon's a big-time prospect for Pittsburgh. He's undergone surgery for testicular cancer.
Wish him all the best.
You bet. Swing and a miss. I believe Chad Bettis of Colorado is also dealing with that.
Correct.
So Suzuki went fishing with 2 strikes. Camargo just swung at a ball up in the zone. Let's see if Kelly goes upstairs again. 1 on 1 out. And he fouled that to the screen. We'll do it again.
Well, he's been late on everything. Even the very first pitch, he was slow to get the barrel out there.
Out of play again. Giants are in St. Louis. They're beating the Cardinals 3-2. Giants had a great homestand. They won 5 of 6 games at AT Park. Trying to cool off the Cardinals, who've been playing great. 1-2 count. And Camargo, watch that ball bounce up there. Good patience on that pitch.
Good block by Wieters too.
It's Matt Moore and Michael Wacha, the starters in St. Louis tonight. First stop on our next road trip is San Francisco. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And off speed, Camargo swung and missed, and that's the second out. Now Jace Peterson, the batter. Jace happy to see Gio Gonzalez out of the game. He was held to 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Now he's got a righty. And again, a big hole on the right side with Kemp at first base.
He's getting some chases on that high fastball.
I haven't seen Kelly pitch a lot, but what we did see and hear of him in the 9th inning, he looks like a much more confident guy in this spot. And I know there are those who say that, well, the last 3 outs are the same as any other 3 in a ball game. I'm not buying that.
Not so.
One ball, 1 strike. Kemp at first after a leadoff hit. Another good stop.
Yeah, that one, it looked like bounced off the plate, skipped off of it. Slider. Oh yeah. Good job by Wieters to plug up the 5-hole there.
Two balls, 1 strike. And now Jace Peterson in the driver's seat with Dansby Swanson waiting on deck. 2-hit night for Dansby.
Good pitch to jump on here for Jace. Just lay off that high one.
And he takes ball 4 with 2 outs.
Interesting pitch.
Yeah, he's been getting outs with that high fastball the entire inning, and then turned something over and walked Peterson to get Swanson. That's weird.
Guess he just wanted to work to the right-hander, but put the go-ahead run at second.
Nice night for Dansby. He's got his average over 200. His good work started in inning number 2.
First pitch he saw from Gio. Gio knew it. Wieters knew it. So did part of the 35,000 here tonight. They knew it too.
Long meeting. Alfonso Marquez out to break it up.
Who do you think would win a foot race, Mike or Greg Maddux?
I haven't seen Greg in a while. Mike looks like he's in real good shape, though.
Yeah. Never bet against Greg on anything.
That's probably real good advice. So Dansby's pulled the ball to left. That was the home run. And a hustle double to left in the 6th inning. Zimmerman's well off the line at first if he tries to poke one that way. And Swanson made him throw a strike, and Kelly obliged. 0-1.
Already seen Taylor's arm in center tonight with a great throw to save a run. You know that Harper's got a great arm in right. Worth used to have a good arm, not as good as it used to be.
They tried the slider, and Dansby watched it dance off the plate.
Nobody holding Kemp at second base. He can get a good lead.
The 1-1 pitch. Two balls and a strike. Pitcher's spot is due next. Rio Ruiz has a bat. If Dansby can reach, he'll come up in the home 7th. And that's a pitch away from happening. And a whole lot of pacing and pawing around. And look at those Nationals outfielders. They're looking at each other as if to say, here we go again.
That pitch was 91. Everything else has been 93, 94. It's like he got under it, tried to aim it, and pushed it up out of the zone. Again for Dansby. Small strike zone. Look for a pitch to drive.
He took ball 4 instead.
Wow.
Another off-speed pitch with Dansby Swanson. So he's walked Peterson, he's walked the Braves shortstop, and now it's Rio Ruiz with the bases loaded.
And he's been throwing the ball in the dirt. Wieters has been bailing him out. If he throws another one in the dirt, it might get the go-ahead run in.
This would be a nice spot for Rio to come through. He's 0 for 3. Strike 1's not been the problem. It's been strike 2 and strike 3 after Camargo's at bat.
Oliver Perez just got up to throw in their bullpen, a left-hander.
Didn't get it. So just like that, it's 0-2. So will Kelly go with the off-speed stuff, or will he try to finish him off with a high fastball?
I don't know if he even needs to go high. As late as Rio was on that one, he could probably just fire one to the outside part.
Fastball ends the inning. So 2 walks, a single, and 3 swinging strikeouts. Shaky 7th inning for Kelly, but the Braves can't score. We get set to go to the 8th inning. Game 1 of our weekend set with the Washington Nationals. Great pitching matchups all weekend long, and for more on that, let's check in with Jerome.
Okay, thank you, Chip. Game 2 of this series, we're going to have Bartolo Colon go up against Max Scherzer. And it's going to be a very interesting one. You want to talk about polar opposites. Scherzer strikes about maybe double digits every game. And Bartolo, Nick, although last outing wasn't really where we wanted it to be, it looked like he seemed to turn the corner from his 4 previous starts.
Well, the biggest thing for Bartolo is movement. He has to get movement. He's going to give up hits. You see that on the numbers there, 303 on the average against for Bartolo Colon. You have to have movement to get that average down. Scherzer, on the other hand, 70 strikeouts. That leads the NL, the 2.8 ERA, 4-2. He is so good, and the fact that he's a power pitcher, he knows how to pitch. He uses fastball at 52%. He has a slider, curveball, and change. He is really, really good.
30 strikeouts in his last 3 starts. After following up Gio, does it look like it has a little more tail to it, a little more speed?
Well, it does, for sure. Scherzer's a power guy. You know what you're going to get with him, but he mixes it up so well. It's not going to be easy. I think the Braves are going to go in there with confidence. He didn't pitch as well last time out, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, so they have a chance. The Braves bats are swinging it well.
I'm curious, Chip and Joe, what do you expect out of Bartolo last night? Last outing, or tomorrow night, last outing, not too bad.
Not too bad indeed, and he wasn't feeling too well in that game. You might recall, Joe, he left after 5 innings with a stomach ailment, but got back into the win column, and maybe that's the springboard for Bartolo tomorrow night.
Yeah, let's hope that it created something for him to work from for tomorrow afternoon. I expect shadows to be an issue tomorrow afternoon. That will work in his favor. It certainly won't help the Braves hitters any, with Scherzer throwing, mid-90s with the breaking stuff that he's got. But for Bartolo, I think he did have a good outing his last time out. Something to look forward to tomorrow, and he'll have his work cut out for him, as we keep saying, with this lineup Washington has.
Yeah, Scherzer 5-0 lifetime against the Braves. Tomorrow would be a perfect time for that first career loss. We'll see what happens. Braves live at 3:30, first pitch at 4:10.
As Arodys gets ready for the 8th inning, isn't there some crazy number of starts for Scherzer as a national where he's pitched a no-hitter into the 6th inning?
I will look it up.
14 times.
Yeah, we talked about that then when they were here. Let me do some investigating as Anthony Rendon leads off for Washington in the 8th. It's Rendon, Wieters, and Taylor. And it's Arodys Vizcaíno, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Braves. Real impressive 7th for Jose Ramirez.
Sure was. Good stuff.
Yeah, when the Braves saw Max Scherzer on April 18th. Let's see if I can find that stat. He had a no-hitter into the 6th inning 9 times in his previous 68 starts. And now it's 10 times into the 6th inning. He did not give up a run to the Braves in 7 innings with 7 strikeouts in a game they won 3-1. Missed outside barely. And Suzuki held it there at 98 miles an hour.
Well, I know he's thrown a no-hitter, but this is let's see that pitch again. Nothing wrong with it. But it's almost like when Nolan Ryan was in his heyday. Every time he pitched, people went to see if he was going to throw a no-hitter.
To third, tricky hop. Camargo stayed with it, and a good throw to first. Camargo was rated by Baseball America this spring as being the best defensive infielder in the Braves system. He didn't show that in the latter stages of spring training, but that was a tricky play. That ball was hit hard.
He's made 2 on tricky plays tonight. In between hop. He's got a laser for an arm too.
So 1 away from Matt Wieters. Wieters has a double in 3 trips. All about pitchers having Tommy John surgery. Matt Wieters, as a catcher, has had Tommy John surgery. Four-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove performer after 8 years with Baltimore. First season with the Nationals.
Good breaking ball by Vizcaíno. Wieters was all geared up for 98. Got 87.
How about that pitch and swing? When we get to the bottom of the 8th inning, Atlanta will have the top of the order coming up. And while Kelly pitched a scoreless 7th, the ripple effect of those 2 walks means the lineup card gets turned over.
Right.
So far, it's been nice and clean for the Braves relief corps. That miss downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The unfortunate part was the Braves sent 6 men to the plate and didn't score. 3 strikeouts.
Vizcaino's ready. Here comes the 2-2. And he got him to swing and miss. Geared up for the fastball. Wicked slider retires him. 2 out.
Another slider. That one a little slower.
Taylor's had a very impressive night tonight. 2 hits and he's thrown out a runner at the plate. Taylor's a former shortstop. They turned him into a center fielder.
I didn't know that.
And he's out of Westminster Academy. Not sure if that was formerly Westminster Christian
in Miami.
In Miami. He was born in Fort Lauderdale, so very well could be. And he just struck out on 3 pitches. Boy, Vizcaino was impressive. He and Ramirez have been dazzling. 6 up, 6 down. Tie game in the 8th. Top of the order coming up for the Braves. Inciarte, Phillips, and Markakis. With the Braves and the Washington Nationals, 2 more coming up with our friends from D.C. Then the Pirates come to town Monday through Thursday. Great ticket deals all around SunTrust Park. And those ticket deals start at just $5 this Monday through Thursday. Hope you'll join us at SunTrust Park as we wrap up this long and extended homestand. The Pirates, the 3rd team coming to town beginning Monday night. Top of the order up for the Braves in the 8th inning. Ender Inciarte will face Enny Romero, a man that the Nationals acquired from Tampa Bay right before the season started.
He has the 2nd highest average fastball velocity among left-handers in major leagues at 97.6.
Slap down the left field line, but foul. Good try. And that fan from Cartersville made the catch. And he did it without his readers. That's pretty impressive. 0-2. Base is empty. Pitch. And he blew him away at 98 miles an hour. So the Nationals' last 4 outs recorded have all been on swinging strikeouts.
Of course, the only other lefty faster than him is Aroldis Chapman at 99.4.
Brandon Phillips has been sitting on home run number 199 in his career for a long time. Let's see if he can time one. He hits with 1 out. He has a 5th inning single. Ball 1. Not close. Ball 3. Got the corner that time. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball 4. There's the go-ahead run with 1 out. Now Nick Markakis gets to hit. And he's facing another tough left-hander.
How about Nick at the top of that list with at least 30 games played?
He's 0 for 4 tonight. Ball 1. Nobody else up in the Washington pen. This is Romero's inning.
7 walks issued by their pitchers tonight. 1 was intentional. And the Braves with 11 men left on base coming into the 8th.
Two-run error looming large. A misplay by Dansby Swanson looming very large in a tie game late. But all's forgiven if Atlanta can take the lead here with 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner goes. He got a great jump. Markakis fouled it away.
He sure did. Went on his first move, guessed right, had it.
6 or 7 steps before he let go of the baseball. So Brandon back to first. The count to Markakis. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's going again, and that's fouled away again, and that got a big piece of Matt Wieters. He came out of the chute ready to fire, and the pitch rocketed off of him someplace.
That might have gotten his arm as he's coming up out of his crouch, more in the chest protector. Hopefully it got the chest protector and didn't hit the end that was sticking out there.
One ball, 2 strikes. Oh, high throw. Zimmerman came off the bag and saved him.
I think Ryan's a big guy. Even Romero was jumping, trying to help him. Go on this one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. What's the old saw you had? Lefties don't like to throw over 3 times in a row.
Right.
Even if you guess wrong, you force Zimmerman to throw the baseball. If fly ball, little pop, third base side. Rendon at the tarp, won't have room. Not much foul ground here. That saves Markakis.
That ball seemed to be pushed a little bit into the stands. Had a little wind. Loving Nick's red gloves. Those are nice.
Those look like 8th inning RBI gloves. And you know you are supposed to match your shoes to the gloves, so maybe you can borrow those for the drive home.
No kidding.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Phillips is going again. Pitch low. Wieters' throw is to the wrong side of the bag, and Phillips guessed right. Now he's in scoring position with an even count for Markakis. Steal number 7.
Yeah, he's got 2 tonight. So does Ender. Tough pitch to throw on for Wieters too. Down that low and then have to stand up. He's a big, tall guy. So it just takes a hit from either Markakis or Matt Kemp.
Count even for Nick. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big hole left side. Pitch. He took a shot that way and launches. Out of play. We'll do it again.
Doing a good job of fighting off 98.
And now Murphy and Turner are meeting at the mound.
The more Nick sees from Romero, the better timing he can get.
Big time at bat for Markakis. 8th pitch coming up in the 8th inning against a guy throwing 97 miles an hour. Line drive, base hit. Here comes Phillips. Harper's got it. Here comes his throw to the plate. It is going to be late. Nick Markakis with a big 8th inning RBI hit puts the Braves in front. That is a big league at bat.
I mean to tell you, folks, you never get tired of watching that. Phillips with a walk, a big stolen base, and after several pitches fought off, he gets 98 on the inside part, and he turns on it. He'd been fouling him off down the left field line, turns on this one, hits it hard to a guy with a great arm, and still got him in.
So the Braves take the lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now it's time to get greedy. Here's Kemp with a perfect night at the plate, 3 hits. And for Washington, a walk is cashed in by Atlanta in the 8th inning.
Boy, is he good. Old Nick.
1 ball, no strikes for Kemp. And that's fouled at the plate.
Closer he gets to 2,000 hits, the more you figure it'll be with a guy on base.
Yeah. Well, he delivered the gift of a go-ahead run in the 8th inning with his red gloves. Maybe he is Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Got to work on the beard a little bit, but it's heading in the right direction.
Right.
1 ball, 1 strike. Driven to right, but Harper is there, and there's the second out. Boy, Kemp hit that ball squarely, and he can't believe that he lined right to Bryce Harper to end his perfect night. So Suzuki, the batter, looking ahead to the 9th inning. You've got the pitcher spot, Turner and Worth coming up for Washington. So far, the Braves relief corps has been outstanding. They've retired all 8 batters faced. And what did we say last inning? With Kelly walking 2, giving up a base hit, that turned the Atlanta lineup over, and the top of the Braves order. And their number 3 hitter, Nick Markakis, got to bat in the 8th inning, and he drove in the go-ahead run. And so for the moment, while Romero's on the short end of things, Kelly's control helped set up the Atlanta 8th. And Suzuki an even count, 1-1. Swing and a drive. That ball's hammered. That ball is gone.
How about the big hits this guy's been coming up with? He decided to throw a changeup, a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. Kurt's looking in the Braves dugout like, got it, fellas.
Coming at you. And the Braves do indeed get greedy in the 8th inning. 3 runs are across. It's now a 7-4 game. Some kind of night for Atlanta. 7 runs on 12 hits. And now Camargo drives one down the line. Harper near the stands makes a sliding catch at the line, and that retires the side.
We've been saying all night, getting the bullpen of the Nationals paid off again.
Braves need 3 outs for a weekend opening win. It's 7-4.
T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball Break takes a look at two of the hotter teams in baseball. How about the Rangers? Now 10 straight. Texas a winner tonight, downing Detroit by a score of 5-3. And the Brew Crew continue to win. They doubled up on the Cubs today by a score of 6-3. Look at those impressive records on these two teams. One a bit of a surprise, one in a bit of a resurgence. Let's get you back up now to Chip and Joe. Let's close out this night so we can get the Braves live and everybody have some fun.
You got it, Jerome. Great night. Fireworks after the game. Fireworks in the 8th inning. Nick Markakis with one of the best at bats of the year put Atlanta in front. Kurt Suzuki with an exclamation point 2-run homer sets it up for Jim Johnson, who has 9-1-2 coming up with a 3-run lead.
He last worked a couple of days ago against Toronto. Had a great inning. 1 inning, zeros across with 2 strikeouts.
And as Adam Lynn stands in, he's announced on the PA system he has to step out for a moment. Now Jim's ready to go. A strike. Joe, you called it earlier tonight. Difference in this game, the bullpens. Atlanta's bullpen 8 up, 8 down. Washington's bullpen 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 3 runs.
There's nothing better than getting runs in a tie game in the 8th inning, even if it's just 1 run, let alone 3. But to give the opponent only 3 outs to do something about it is great, especially when you got a guy like Jim on the mound.
Sharply hit to short. Dansby smothered. Got it. And got his man. There's a nice play. 1 out. Even Brandon Phillips liked that one.
That ball really skidded through there, didn't it? I mean, it was hit sharply, but Dansby had to get down on the ground quickly to get it.
Braves Live, presented by Xfinity's coming up. You heard Jerome mention should be a fun show with Atlanta up 7-4, 2 more outs to get. Here's Turner. Trey 1 for 4 with a run scored. And he pops one back to the screen. Strike 1.
What a boost it would be for this ball club to hang on and win this game in front of this big crowd. And instill in their own heads that, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah.
We don't have our first baseman. We can do this.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And a little roller. Camargo's got it. Fast runner. Bullet of an arm. Good play. 2 outs.
Boy, can he throw.
Again, that arm is why Baseball America, one of the reasons why Baseball America said best infielder in the system.
That's why he didn't hurry or panic.
And a nice stretch at first by Jace to dig that ball out. So here's Worth. A strike from Johnson. Washington's lost 5 of the last 6 games on the road. They're a strike away from losing 7-4 tonight. And Worth stays alive. Everybody on their feet in Atlanta. To third. Camargo's got it. The throw. Braves win 7-4. What a game.
Dusty Baker may be on the phone to find out what the Braves want for their last 3 guys in the bullpen. He doesn't have anything like this.
11 up, 11 down for the Braves relief corps. And the Braves get a 3-run flurry in the bottom of the 8th inning to win Game 1 of the Nationals and trim the deficit in the East to 7 games. What a night before a packed house. Friday night fireworks, girls' night out, and a lot of fun things to talk about with you on Braves Live. That's coming up in just a moment. Joe and I will step aside, gather our thoughts, and we'll talk about what's so far a 2-1 homestand for Atlanta when we come right back.